Coming up in this video, mediumship training, the difference between angels and spirits. So how can you tell the difference between a spirit and an angel? What better place to get answers than from real, live psychic mediums to solve the mystery?
It's live.
And clear the clutter. Stay tuned for the breakdown.
If you are new, consider subscribing.
Click that bell and you'll be good to go.
Go ahead and click it. So let us know that you can hear us and see us with the hashtag good to go.
And if you have any questions as we go relating to the topic of this video, drop them in the comments. If we don't get to your questions live, we'll answer any questions on the replay.
So, hey, good morning to Amy and Debbie and Nima and IG fam.
Yep.
So it is time to set the mood, turn the lights down. Okay.
Well, we're not turning the lights down.
No, we're not going to. But in this age of spiritual awakening, more and more people are searching for how to get woke and stay woke.
And numbers don't lie. There are over 33,000 people searching for spiritual awakening every month.
And that's important because to get woke, you have to stop following the herd and start thinking for yourself and looking deeper to crack the code. And that is what we are covering today and every day.
So it's time to tag up. For all of our Zen heads in Zen Academy, let us know that you're here with a hashtag Zen Head for life.
And if you're watching live, give us a hashtag Live Tribe.
And if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay fam.
And let us know where you are watching from so you can help David with his geography and his cultural expansion.
Because I like culture. So I want to say what's up to Amy, to Nima, to Debbie, and to the little whoever you are.
I'm going to get him a magnifying glass for reading the IG thing because every time we have to stop and David goes, like he's like a deer in the headlights. Like he's going to read it better tomorrow than he did yesterday. I'm not sure why we keep doing that.
I just have to clean the pulp out of my eye. There's too much fun.
I don't even know with him. So share.
And Stephanie,
good morning.
Saginaw, Michigan.
I love that Saginaw. It's that's totally weird name to me, but Saginaw is kind of a cool name. Yeah. So share the video and get a prize.
Stay with us for the whole video and you get a prize.
Plus, we're going to help you get woke and stay woke.
Boom. And while that's going to be entertaining, super entertaining, with some free, juicy information, we do have an offer at the end to take your life and healing arts business from basic to bodacious, because that's our full-time gig.
That's what we do full-time. All we ask in exchange is that you check out the offer because that's what keeps the lights on, gives us a break for sushi, and feeds two hungry dogs, which maybe you'll meet someday on camera. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll bring them on and then show you that we're not making these ghost dogs up, but only if it works for you.
What is up, Misha? Misha, good to see you.
House. For those of you that don't know us yet, I'm Heather.
And I'm David.
Garden.com.
And we help spiritual and metaphysical entrepreneurs bring their unique healing skills to the world in a big way.
We love that. Since 2008, we've helped thousands of clients and students go from feeling overwhelmed, confused, and insecure to being clear, confident, and successful. And if you've just found us, welcome. Say hi in the comments. It really is great to connect.
And let us know if you're a healing arts professional or maybe you just want to be with a hashtag healing pro in the comments.
We want to get to know you because we're here to help you confidently catapult your personal healing influence into the world so that you can stand out in your own genius.
Heck yes, because that's how we roll.
So what we noticed from a lot of our students from all over the world training to be healing professionals, that there was a huge gap and kind of still is in what was taught by a lot of teachers in our niche that seemed to be doing the same thing everybody else was doing.
But we're not trying to be the same copy and paste, cookie cutter, same stuff, same way kind of people, because that's not how we roll.
So some taught all the cool intuitive techniques without a foundation of self-growth to stabilize it.
And others taught self-growth without having any kind of a clue of what to do when people started opening their intuitive skills.
And both groups have a ceiling that lacks integration like they did at old school.
Yep. So we bridge that gap. And if you stay to the end, we're going to show you how to sign up for our best resource for spiritual and metaphysical entrepreneurs who want real-world skills to catapult their personal and professional lives without getting lost in the clouds.
So if you need this in your life, give us a hashtag Tell Me More or send us a message on Facebook or IG at Zen Rose garden, and we will get into our topic. Right?
Absolutely.
Right,
so let's just get right to it.
Just get into it.
So this topic comes from Jen of all trades,
Hey,
who had
Jen.
asked us,
I'm saying hi to Jen.
who asked us, how do you tell the difference between angels and just regular old run-of-the-mill spirits?
I kind of like this question.
Great question. And again, if anybody has any questions or anything that gets sparked from today's episode, drop it in the comments. That's where we get good shit.
It gives us information for your videos. So
good stuff.
Oh, oops.
I got to be more PC.
Okay.
I'm working on
it. So our modern day definition is this. It's a class of spiritual beings. This is a modern day definition.
Right.
A class of spiritual beings or attendants and messengers of God, basically, that bring messages and guidance from the big G.
The big G, the big G-O-D, whatever you want to call them. So today, the word angel means not simply messenger, but specifically one that brings a message from a higher power. But before the word angel in our modern age, it had a few evolutions.
So let's talk about those evolutions before we get into the how to tell. So the word angel came into use for us around 1300 AD, only about 700 years ago. And it was a fusion of two words. It was a fusion of the Old English word engel, like Laura Engel.
Engel, like E-N-G-E-L.
Yeah, and the Old French angel. And both words came, and those words kind of merged together and had a love child baby, and that word is angel. Right. So both of those words come from another word combo that comes from the late Latin period, which is from Rome, Italy. Angelus, and the Greek word angelos. Literally, those words mean messenger and one that announces.
Yeah.
And it meant anyone that brings a message or announces something. Doesn't have to be of divine nature. For the angelos to be of a divine messenger, there had to be a qualifier, like another word or something, that the message was from the gods.
And I wanted to say, Laura, it's good to see you. She says, hi, just came in, but I have the spinning wheel of death. Try a refresh because I think we're still good. Let us know, everybody else, let us know that you can hear us and still see us and that we're still good to go. Anyway, before our idea of modern day angels, in Greece, Hermes was the herald messenger, god of Olympus, with wings on his feet and his helmet, and he was fast. You might even call him the OG version of that simple definition that we just gave called angel, or maybe even the original FedEx.
I think he's like influential for the Flash too, but he was a god back then. Okay. So this was before like angels became a thing. So he was a god back, and you remember the ancient Greece, if you're watching our videos up to now, kind of merged into our modern day idea of angels.
And this was before everybody got demoted when monotheism took over. So he was a god. Now he's an angel or messenger. Actually, I think he's still a god, but
well, Hermes he's just
Hermes.
The
messenger now.
Now he's a high-end footwear. So basically,
he's high-end Nike. Oh wait, no, that's
not even Nike. That Hermes is like that. It's purses and footwear, right? Anybody own a Hermes purse? Not me. So anyway,
I do.
No, you don't. So basically, at that time, what we consider angels were actually considered gods. Okay, right. So I hope that makes sense. So that's sort of like history behind the modern day how we see it. So the difference between angels and spirits. Now that we have our history lesson, because you know how I like going deep, let's get into how to tell the difference for you in your life, because we got to make it relevant.
Absolutely. And are you ready? Because now it's time for the good stuff.
So here we go.
Now it's time for the good stuff.
So here we go.
It's time for the good stuff.
So here he goes. I'm gonna try to merge into this thing every day.
I like it. I mean,
and figure out how
we're working on the duet.
I'm trying to figure out how I fit into this thing. So let's get into it. Tip number one is your scale of vibration. So the angels we talked about in our angel series that hopefully you've been watching, and if not, go watch it, are specific to certain religions. So however, different cultures access the energy of angels in different ways, because you saw Hermes, right? He's not an angel, but it was the same idea that he was, his role was the same.
But they just call it different things. So to make it accessible to anyone who might tune in. Think of the energy of an angel as higher on a scale of vibration. And I'll let Heather break that down.
Okay, so think of the scale of vibration as this scale, right? You've got
this scale.
This, you want to go this way? Okay,
this
I like this way. No, this way. Okay, so
yes,
let's think of it as a scale of vibration. Like, let's see, the highest energy would be up here, and then maybe angel vibration might be here, like highly enlightened divine beings. And then you've got, ascended masters, maybe you might call them in New Age, or enlightened beings, or aliens.
Or I don't know. Buddha rocking everywhere.
Buddha, kind of higher souls. And you've got like the Dalai Lamas that come back and teach us. Then you've got like, really, really good people. And then you've got like regular spirits. So you got to think of it as a sliding scale of vibration.
So the concept of the God, the all that is, the everything that's out there, that would be the highest, highest, highest. And then everything else kind of falls in line somewhere on that scale.
So the problem that you have within spiritual theory and theology is that you don't really know where the cutoff line is. We can place, when we see things, we can put, that looks like an angel, that doesn't look like an angel, but everybody sees things differently. So we find that is like kind of not the best measuring stick, because our perception is different depending on culture and our personal experience. So,
and there's no explicit cutoff between this one and that one. Think of it like this as well. You can break down more in a moment. Think about this as well. When we're talking about people seeing things differently, literally the eyes are wired differently. So everybody literally sees color, for example, differently. Even though color has a spectrum, it's got a range of frequency, a range of vibration from the top to the bottom. The funny thing about that is that it ends up flipping back around.
Interesting trivia for you with men and women too. Okay, so before I drop that on you, in the Archangel series, we talked about how people see how angels appear. So we talked about how they see them in general, and you can get into generalities and they change. You see that you saw through the series that the angels look different through time depending on the culture. For instance, the Islamic Michael has peacock feathers on his wings, where a different angel might just be this way or that way. So,
and he's great for cooking because he also has saffron in his wings.
Yes, there's saffron. So looks can be deceiving because we all see differently depending on how we need to see or how we're conditioned to see. So we're talking about feeling and sensing here, which can often be a lot more reliable, which is why we like the scale, right? And then once you kind of feel that, you sense that. So generally when you're tuning into an angel, or what we're going to call an angel, is you're feeling this incredible energy. And then your mind wants to see what that looks like. So you pull on your ideas of what that might be.
And that can come from culture. It's colored by culture. It's colored by parts of the world. It's colored by your own experiences. All of these things kind of help you to see or to experience these different frequencies, ranges, and vibrations in different ways.
It makes them more real.
Yeah. So an angel energy has much more intensity, and it ignites feelings of peace, hope, motivation, and joy in a very, very big way. It almost has this it does have this feeling of.
There goes the trash man outside, by the way.
It has this feeling of otherworldliness and a sense of the divine. It's a big energy.
On the other end of the scale, I was going to tell about the light receptors, but you jumped ahead.
You can go ahead and tell about there's a great place for that too.
So back to how we see.
Yes.
Because I'm going to jump back for just a second.
Jump back.
Between men and women, as we've looked at the eye scientifically and how it's made, they have found that women have something like 350 more receptors for color in their eye than the male eye.
And that's physiologically.
That's physiologically. And what they think is that, and this is why you take your guy to the store to pick out paint, and you see like 10 different shades of white. You're like, no, that white has a little too much blue in it. That has a little bit too much this. And so your guy's like,
it's white.
It's just white.
What's the difference between this and this?
It's not that your guy's not paying attention or doesn't care. He just can't see it. So basically you make sure you pick out the color. So the reason they think that women's eyes have evolved this way is because back in the time when we were hunter-gatherer peoples, you had the women with the babies having to hold the babies, and the women are looking for, they're kind of gathering herbs and berries out in the wild, and they developed high sensitivity to what color was a poisonous thing and what color wasn't. So over centuries of this sort of culture, and the men had to go hunt stuff. So they just needed to see, is something moving fast?
Right.
Is it the right color? So their color receptors didn't have to be as intricate.
However, the proximity sensors might be a little bit more honed with men because of that fight thing, or that hunting thing.
Like, is it a lion or is it a gazelle that we can eat? So so that's like
literally seeing differently.
Literally a way that we see differently is hardwired into our actual biology. So with that, David was saying that angel energy, which is why we're talking about feeling today. Right. Because those
angel is just the name that we have given to this particular spectrum of frequency, spectrum of vibration, or category of energy.
Because some people are going to call it something different. So an angel energy has much more intensity, ignites feelings of peace, hope, motivation, and joy in a big way, has a feeling of otherworldliness and a sense of the divine, like David said. But on the other end of the scale,
a regular spirit who has crossed over, we're not talking about earthbound spirits here. We're talking about a regular spirit who crossed over on the other side, hanging out in wherever that place happens to be, whatever you want to call it. Maybe like grandma, okay? And all the way up to whatever that cutoff point is. Keep in mind, it's not there's not a definite line here, okay? But it's going to feel more like a regular person, but lighter. So you got regular people, dense physical bodies. You got spirits that are less dense, still more regular people-ish.
So now sometimes, tell me if this has happened. Tell me if this has happened to you guys. So sometimes you meet a regular person, like a body person, and who blows your mind because their vibe is so high and they feel angelic. And we're like, are you an angel in your body? You know, or sometimes I've come across a person who had like these eyes that were like, wow, they must be, they felt angelic.
Right.
And this goes for regular people in body or out of body. So the question here is, and only you can answer that for yourself, where does that range, and we're talking about feeling, not what you see, where does that range that you feel merge into the angelic? Yeah. So
that's a good question to kind of leave that open into.
Toss that around in
toss that around in your noggin.
Cranium.
So if you want the tools to develop your mediumship skills and to kind of tap into that range of frequency better, stay tuned. We've got that coming up at the end.
So who wants free stuff? This is the time you put in a hashtag free stuff. We've got 2 freebies, but you have to earn them, and we change them out every month.
Yes, so you get 1 for sharing and 1 for staying. Keep watching and we'll tell you how.
Again, hit that like button and give us some hearts if you want free stuff. So we
I should see hearts blowing up. I should see some like buttons blowing up because I want free stuff.
I want free stuff. So that's David's internal heart button and his head going off. I see them. So tip number 2, what is the nature of the message? Okay. So first it's feel that range of frequency. Second, what is the nature of the message?
So next is pay attention to the message itself. Since angels, as we're talking about them today, are specifically both divine messengers and guides, in order to tell the difference for you, pay attention to what the message is, what the message has to do with, and how it feels to you.
So is the message about your mission on the planet and what you have to bring to the world, or is it more about your everyday life?
Right. If it is a bigger picture message, it could be said that the message is from a higher power, kind of up here, delivered by an angel. So up here in this range of frequency again.
And usually when you get those messages about the bigger part of your life, they do bigger. Come in bigger, right? They feel like they have that energy to them.
Right.
So
Poppy, good to see you. Okay, so if the message is from an ancestor urging you to make up with your sister that you haven't spoken to for years,
that might be a message from a regular old spirit, not
necessarily a regular old spirit.
Oh, well, not that you have regular boring ancestors or anything, but just like,
or not that all your ancestors are old.
Your all ancestors are old because they're dead. just because, even if they died young. So they're old. So just saying.
Yeah, you don't have regular boring ancestors. We're not saying that. And
well, it's
they
kind
don't
of
have to be old.
It's kind of up to you. He's just going on some other like thing.
I have to have this fantasy that there are hot spirits out there somewhere.
Hot spirits out there?
Yeah.
Oh, is that where I was thinking like
old
and young, not hot and not hot. See, here's the thing. Once you're in spirit, you get to decide what you look like. You can be hotter, you can be not hotter. I don't
Speaking of decisions, it's also kind of up to you to determine for yourself where that cutoff is.
So where that scale of vibration moves into the angelic realm in your gut feeling, in your mind, in your experience, because everyone receives sensory information differently. And it is literally impossible to say where the cutoff point is.
For you.
You might know where that cutoff point is for you, but you can't tell someone else where that cutoff point is.
Yeah. So, and that's the rub with subjective reality, where you've got an experience inside of your head, and yes, you can call it an angel, but somebody else might not necessarily
set up that way.
Right.
If there were definite answers, you'd never learn.
Boom.
You would never have faith in your process. You would never expand your mind. You would never create new neural pathways in your brain.
In a nutshell, the bigger the message, the higher the vibration. Okay, so we do have some awesome training that will help you build your messaging skills, and we'll share that offer in a bit.
So how are we doing so far? Is this making sense?
If so, share it with someone who needs to get woke.
Hit the like button. Give us some hearts if you are woke.
Boom.
I want to know if you are woke.
Let us know in the comments if you are woke.
I think I'm going to see a lot of hearts because I think you guys are woke. So
yep.
It is interesting to note. This is my brain going on a tangent right now. You know how I do. Sorry. Interesting to note that before angels became both messengers and guides, their function was just to be a messenger alone. That's it. They weren't allowed to like spin off.
They were specialists.
They weren't allowed to they were not allowed to spin off on their own like David does all the time.
Boom.
Or I do.
So the idea that they are both messengers and guides is kind of new.
It's kind of new. So the Greeks had a separate category for guides that after the influence of that Greco-religious religion, Greco-Roman religion died off.
Which is different than Greco-Roman wrestling.
It came from there though. Religions and wrestling came from Greece. So Greco-Roman religion, when that died off, when the monotheism corporate takeover happened, which is basically what happened, some of the job positions got dissolved and merged into one. So that one would be the angel that started to, our definition. So
right. So because with the mass demotion, people had to take on more than one job. Has anybody ever seen that in the corporate world?
It kind of happened in ancient religion. So before that, across the board, it was more common for the guide part of the angel job, for the guide gig to be taken on by other types of specialty beings, including lower level gods, ancestors, or even just directly connecting with the gods.
Now you've got to talk to lower management. You can't talk directly. That open door policy isn't quite there anymore in monotheism.
So you had different structures. It's basically to get you to the same thing, to get to the same answer, to give you one of two answers, which is what am I doing with my life and how can I fix my relationships? So that's kind of like they're still trying to get to the same thing. Now
it's poll time, and this one is going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what comes up from this one. So we want a yes or no, and or any story that you have around it.
Yes.
Have you met an angel in body?
I want to know.
Let us know in the comments, yes or no. Have you ever met an angel in body? Had an experience with a living physical being that you knew was bigger, that you felt was bigger, that there was something there? Let us know in the comments.
We got stories of our own. We may pop those off in a spin-off video here sometime. So
let us know how we're doing so far.
So if you want to make it really simple, let's move on to tip number 3. Ask the question. So this is we went from like history to complex. Now we're going to go simple again. So if you want to make it really simple, because in the end, it should be simple. When we start overcomplicating it and putting all this stuff into it, we get farther and farther away from the simple piece. And that's our ultimate goal. If you want to make it really simple, ask the question, are you an angel?
See what happens. Some people say that if you ask a spirit directly, they have to give you an honest answer. So are you an angel?
I'm asking you.
Are you an angel?
Are you an angel? Yes or no? I'm putting in the comments.
I'm a devil.
He certainly is. So put it in the comments. Yes. I am an angel if you're an angel.
But who is to say that they define angels the same way on the other side?
Because as humans, our current definition of angels is different than it was 2,000 years ago. So who knows?
Absolutely.
I mean, I can see them up there going, I got to keep up. Oh my gosh, they've changed it again. Oh my gosh, what does it mean? And da-da-da. Right?
I'm still waiting for my angel update.
We must drive them like, what's
iOS
the angel?
4.0.
Right. What's the angel update today?
Yeah. So the goal at the end of the day is to trust our intuition and feel peace with our decisions as we move forward in life, whether that is in our big picture legacy or our personal relationships.
So it doesn't mean it won't be scary, or we won't have to or we won't have fear that we have to overcome. Right. It just means we feel peace about our direction, and that gives us faith to move through the chaos that might happen on the way to our goals.
The important thing here is the message itself. Does it bring you peace? Does it calm you? Does it give you hope that you're not alone, and awareness that you're not alone?
So by that definition of angels that we gave you, by that definition, grandma also brings messages that come down from a higher place.
So just by that definition alone, all of those regular ancestor spirits that love you and bring you messages and guidance are angels, right? Because they're messengers and guiding you, right? If you want to learn how to connect with grandma or any angels, we've got something special in a bit.
So are you excited now that you have these tips? Have we cleared up some mysteries or busted some myths?
Because it is a revolution out there. We are fighting back against lost fairies and unicorns, running amok, causing chaos, wreaking havoc.
We love them both, but sometimes they drink too much. They drink too much gin, basically, and
or love and light.
I think gin today. They're
on a bender.
So gin I'm not me and gin. So yeah, and then they puke rainbows all over your carpet, which is super hard to get out. So we are on a mission to crack the codes and revolutionize this field. It's not really it's an inner revolution, not out there, I think. So
it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. And we want to support metaphysical entrepreneurs with real tools for the 21st century, but we do need your help.
Share this video and click the I'm part of the revolution link in the description with a hashtag #ISharedZRG to get your bonus.
So we want to shout out one of our Zen heads today and give some love back to T, who shared her experience with us on the Google machine. She says, I feel great in these 2 sessions. In just 2 sessions, I got to the core of my issues. David and Heather are helping me see what's important and focus on the positive. The process is amazing and easy. Just keep an open mind. I feel safe every time I step foot in their space. I recommend Zen Rose Garden to anybody who wants to improve and change their life. Thank you, T.
Absolutely.
We love you.
Thank you. And this is what we do for our clients. This is also what we do for our students, because our mission is to help people to grow, to help them step into their truth and to overcome the things that are stopping them from being bigger in the world. Okay, so now it's time for that offer to take your healing arts business from basic to bodacious, because this is our full-time gig, and this is what keeps the lights on, gives us breaks for sushi, and feeds 2 hungry dogs and 1 greedy ass cat, but only if it works for you.
So we've learned that self-growth and developing your superpowers go together like sushi, Sapporo, and sake, and that's why we created our signature subscription membership group, Zen Ed Academy, to bridge that gap we talked about and revolutionize this field.
And you could keep bouncing around like a pinball from one outdated program to another, never gaining any traction, or you could plug directly into all of the unique proven shortcuts, signature mind hacks, and emotional ninja skills that have worked for thousands of our students to step into their clarity, confidence, and personal power so that you can live your passion completely and get paid for it.
And get paid for it. That's kind of, that buys your yoga retreat, right? Yeah. So is this right for you? Are you tired of mediumship advice that is way too complicated?
Are you tired of people telling you that the intuitive arts are satanic? I just can't.
I just can't. So are you tired of people telling you that light workers and healers are all crazy?
Come on now. Are you ready for
intuitive development without judgment.
Are you ready for psychic and mediumship training that doesn't scare the crap out of you?
Are you ready for self-growth that is natural and fun?
If so, Zen Ed Academy, what we call our Rebel Base, is where the revolution begins.
So Zen Ed Academy is where the science of self-growth meets the magic of mysticism with our best collection of mind hacks, emotional healing techniques, and psychological superpowers to stand strong, stand out, and do good while living your best life and having fun.
Most importantly, having fun. So this is going to work for you.
Even if you're allergic to fairy dust and just need real information without all the unicorn poop.
All over your carpet. Don't do it. So this is going to work for you even if you're a complete virgin to this and have never had your metaphysical cherry popped.
Pop that cherry. So Zen Ed Academy is our inner circle where we jack you into the ZRG mainframe so you can finally conquer your inner supervillain, master your unique superpowers so that you can heal the world in the special way only you can.
So what do you need to get into the academy and become part of the revolution? Click the link in the description to be taken to the checkout cart, put in your details, and in seconds, start the first lesson of our advanced mediumship training course that will get you on your way to trusting the messages and building real skills as a kick-ass medium.
Building, if you didn't know, is kind of like an ancient Norwegian word for building.
You go.
I totally made that up.
All the info is down below. If you still have questions, comment with the hashtag Tell Me More or send us a message on Facebook or DM on IG.
So because you stayed to the end today, you get the prize. Click the I love you so much I stayed link in the description with the hashtag I love ZRG.
If you like this video, hit that like button.
And if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from you. And that is how we get ideas for our videos.
And for more mind hacking pro tips,
be sure to subscribe.
And click the bell to turn notifications on.
So you're the first to know
when we drop a new video.
Or go live.
And we know that time is a valuable and precious resource. And the fact that you guys are choosing to spend that not only with us, which we appreciate, but also most importantly with yourselves, for yourselves, leveling up your skills and taking your life to a whole new level. We honor and appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you in the next video.